Overnight, Disney, ABC's parent company, announcing they are closing Walt Disney World in Orlando.
Disney World and most theme parks in Florida closing Sunday evening. Since the Magic Kingdom opened in 1971, Disney's only closed 4 times.
The company now says it's going to start furloughing at least some of its 77,000 Central Florida workers. Disney says at this point, it just doesn't know when things will get back to normal.
Disney World is currently closed due to the coronavirus, forcing several projects to be placed on hold, cast members and college programs cut off, and some rumored budget cuts for things planned for the 50th anniversary of the resort. Stay tuned to find out more. If you are new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell in order to stay up to date on the latest in Disney World news.
You've all got them. But don't worry, they're very common around these parts. Let's start the decon.
On March 15th, Disney World closed due to the coronavirus outbreak, marking the beginning of the longest closure in the park's 49-year history. Now, as we head into mid-April, the pandemic seems to be flattening out. The presidential guidelines for reopening states have been released. With these new guidelines, the timeline for reopening Walt Disney World is solely based on the governor's decision. There has to be a steady decline in the amount of new cases in the state of Florida for 14 days in order for the parks to reopen. When they reopen, they will be held to strict guidelines about sanitation and social distancing. They will most likely be limiting the amount of guests that they allow into the parks at one time, as well as testing guests before they enter the parks to make sure that they are healthy. Bob Iger himself said that we would most likely see temperature testing as a new normal for a while at the park entrances. Another rumored possibility is that all ride queues would be virtual, at least initially, in order to help guests continue to practice social distancing. Disney recently had an update to their My Disney Experience app, which was pulled quickly and featured a new My Queues section. That may hint at the possibility of them testing out a new system in order to have virtual queues for each of the rides at the resort. Another rumor is that initially there will not be fireworks shows, parades, or stage shows in order to discourage crowds from forming. These rumors definitely seem believable, especially with the new guidelines that were released by the president. Disney is still accepting reservations starting June 1st. However, this situation is very fluid and changes daily, so stay tuned for more information when it becomes available in the future. Epcot is in a state of disarray. The construction work on the park was cut short due to the coronavirus. With the closure, there will undeniably be some sort of budget cuts in plan for Epcot's redesign. The rumor is that the Mary Poppins attraction that was coming to the United Kingdom Pavilion is now going to be a teacup-style attraction. While I can see Disney continuing to proceed with the central spine of the park, as well as the Guardians of the Galaxy coaster, I do not see them putting as much money into the smaller things such as the Moana Gardens, the Play Pavilion, the Seas, or a rumored redesign of Figment. I could see Disney continuing with demolishing the Innoventions buildings and turning it into a garden area. However, I highly doubt the large building planned for the center of the park will be the same design that was initially proposed, due to the budget cuts. All projects that were planned will probably be pushed back 2 or 3 months due to these closures. That would mean things like Ratatouille, which was supposed to open this summer, would most likely be opening roughly mid-fall. We could also see the Guardians of the Galaxy coaster being a project completed in 2022 rather than its original 2021 opening date. But only time will tell whether or not Disney ramps up production in order to meet previously scheduled timelines or pushes them back. Another thing to keep in mind is that with the attendance low recently at Epcot, and with the large number of employees that are required to run the park, if Disney decides to open in phases, Epcot will most likely be the last of the 4 parks to open. other news, Disney Imagineering has begun filing permits for a large amount of projects, including a demolition order for the interior of Stitch's Great Escape, which comes as surprising news. It has long been rumored that the attraction would be replaced with a Wreck-It Ralph themed experience, in which each person in the audience is given a game controller in order to interact with the show. The show would still use the same seating style as Alien Encounter and Stitch's Great Escape. Other permits were filed for the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind coaster, which includes interior set pieces and lighting. There was a permit filed for the Grand Floridian Walkway pedestrian bridge, which will be a swing-style design. Lastly, there was a new permit filed for Reflections, a Disney Lakeside Lodge, which is the newest Disney Vacation Club resort being built in the former spot of River Country at Fort Wilderness, as well as a new restaurant, Princess and the Frog Waterfront Dining, which will be located within the new Vacation Club resort. Only time will tell whether or not these new permits meet anything positive in the way of projects starting. A possibility could be that Imagineering was simply filling these permits out in order to be in a position that would allow them to easily begin construction immediately after the closure, if they are given the funding.
What do you say, Sammy? I say, y'all come back, you hear?
So things continue to be fluid in the current situation. Disney could possibly open as early as June if things continue to look positive. However, things have been changing daily, so stay tuned for more information on this. I'll be releasing new videos as soon as more information comes out. Whatever the case may be, in these uncertain times, stay safe. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment what you think about the rumors down below. And as always, if you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with the latest in Disney news. Because of the current situation, I now have more time to make videos. Stay tuned for more videos in the coming weeks. What's surprising is 97.7% of my viewers aren't even subscribed to the channel. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoy these videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.